Hi everyone, this is the next chapter, that is Pteridophyte, and the contents under this chapter are differentiated into four different parts. Out of that, in the first part, in this lecture, we will be studying general characters of pteridophytes, outline classification of pteridophytes according to K.R. Sporne 1976 up to classes with the reasons, and the rest of the part we will see in part 2, part 3 and part 4 respectively. So we can start with the first module of the chapter Pteridophytes. So see here, the term pteridophyte is originated from two Greek words. Out of that, the first word is pteron, which in English means feather-like, and the another word is phyton, which in English means plant. So in simple way, we can say that feather-like or feather-like looking plants, which are generally considered as pteridophytic plants. Pteridophytes are non-flowering vascular plants, hence they may be defined as vascular cryptogams. They are represented by about 400 genera and about 10,000 to 12,000 species, including both the living plants and fossil forms also. They are the earliest known vascular plants which originated in Silurian period, that is about 400 million years ago of Paleozoic era, and subsequently diversified and formed the dominant vegetation on Earth during Devonian to Permian period. Now here few of the pteridophytic forms we will see. So this is Psilatum. If you see here, branches are dichotomously. Means what? Every branch is further differentiated into two branches. You can continuously see. So this kind of branching pattern is called as a dichotomous branching. If you look here, these are small leaves are there, and these leaves are called as a scale leaves, and this is actually a reproductive structure, you can see, and in this figure it is enlarged. Here you can see, and this is synengium. Few another examples we have. Let's see. Here you can see nephrolepis, where these are the compound leaves, and if you look these leaves, on back side of these leaves you can see such reproductive structures, that is called as a sorus. Another example here you can see, that is Selaginella, where there is a presence of a cone. So if you look in the first figure, there was synengium. Here is the structure that is called as a sorus, and here is the structure that is called as a strobilus, or you can call that as a cone. Another examples are there. Here you can see Lycopodium. So at somewhere here, once it is matured, there is a formation of cone. Another example is there, that is equisetum. This is a cone of equisetum that you can see, and here small brownish color structures are there. Here also you can see these are actually scaly leaves, and this green portion actually is stem. Now we can see the general characters of pteridophytes. So these are vascular cryptogamic plants. Now why these are called as a vascular cryptogamic plants? Because these kind of structures you can see, that is called as xylem, and these kind of structures, small structures you can see, that is called as phloem, and because of this vascular structure, these are called as vascular cryptogamic. Why cryptogamic? Because it is non-flowering. Then plant body is possessing roots, stem as well as leaves. Second general character is plant body is sporophytic. Why this word sporophytic is used? Because it bearing spores, and this spore bearing phase is dominant in life cycle, so that this is called as a sporophytic. Sporophyte produces asexual reproductive bodies, are also called as spores, and these spores are produced in sporangium. So if you look here, this is actually compound leaf. Then if you see the individual leaflet or pinna, where on back side there are small groups, that is called as sorus. This sorus here is enlarged. This sorus has protective membrane-like structure throughout when it is young, and this protective structure is called as indusium. Inside this indusium, there are these structures called as sporangia, and this individual sporangium includes many spores that we can see in the next few slides, or maybe in the next module, where we will be studying the reproduction part. Then plants may be homosporous or heterosporous. Let us understand what is homosporous. Homo means same. So if you look into this picture, all spores are of similar size. And if you look that they are heterosporous, here these spores are of different size, and here many small spores can be seen. These are of different size. So these spores are small, that is called as microspores, and these are large, that is called as megaspores. Spores after germination produce gametophytes. So if you look, small individual spore grows into this kind of heart-shaped structure. This structure has many rhizoids also, and if you look here, small structures are there. These dotted structures you can see, these are actually male structures, and if you look into this zone, these are some large brown colored structures are there. These are actually called as a archegonium, and these are representing female reproductive structures. So here you can see these antheridia. Here it is showing structure like this. So here you can see the jacket here, and here you can see the androcytes. Now once after meiosis, they develop spermatozoid like this, which is multiflagellated structure. And if you look, this is archegonium, where there is an egg, then there is a ventral canal cell, there are neck canal cells, and few cover cells are also present here, that we can see in details. Then gametophytic thallus is with rhizoids, as you see in the previous slide. These small rhizoids can be seen. Then these are gametophytes are chlorophyllous, and they are independent. As you can see, rhizoids are there, and this is green and chlorophyllous, so that it is independent. Gametophytes develop antheridia as well as archegonia. Here you can see these larger structures are archegonia, and these small brown colored structures are there. These are antheridia. Anthrozoids are multiflagellate. Here you can see this curved anthrozoid is there, and these hair-like structures are present. These are called as flagella, which help them to move from one place to another place. Then very important general character is there, that water is essential. It is necessary for the process of fertilization. Zygote remains in gametophyte, which further develops into simple embryo. Embryo develops into the sporophytic plant. Thus, at early stage, sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte. So this kind of gametophyte is there, and somewhere here archegonia are there, and this sporophyte is developed here, and as it is present within the gametophyte, so that in it is dependent. Sporophytes possess vascular tissue, that is xylem is without vessels and phloem is without companion cells. So xylem and phloem diagram we have seen in few of the previous slides. Plants show distinct alternation of generations. Sporophytic phase is dominant phase while gametophytic phase is independent and short-lived phase. As here you can see, sporophytic phase is dominant and it is long term, and hence plant body itself is called as sporophytic. The sporophytic plant and gametophytic plant have different morphological characters. Thus, their life cycle is known as diplontic and heteromorphic. For example, Psilatum, Selaginella, Equisetum, Adiantum, Marsilia. These are few of the representatives of pteridophytes. Now, let us move to the next part, that is outline classification as per Sporne. So, these pteridophytes as per Sporne are differentiated into 6 classes. Out of that, the first class is Psilopsida, and example of this class is Rhinia. Second class is there, and its example is Psilotopsida, and example is Psilatum, that you can see this one. The class number 3, that is Lycopsida, and example or representative is Lycopodium. Here you can see it is with Strobilus, this is with Synangia, this is with Strobilus. Fourth class is there, that is Sphenopsida, and representative is Equisetum, that you can see here. Fifth class is there, that is Pteropsida, and the representative of that is Nephrolepis, and actually we will be studying life cycle of this plant. And the last sixth class, that is Progymnospermospida, and example or representative of this class is Archaeopteris. So these plants you can see that how they are differing from each other, and on the basis of which characteristic features it has been put into particular group, that we will see in next slides. So first class we will see here, that is Psilopsida, and now we will see their general characters. So let us start with the first characteristic. Sporophyte is with simple plant body, consists of subterranean rhizome with dichotomously branched aerial shoot. So actually this is underground part and this is above ground part. So this is subterranean rhizome you can see, and here above you can see dichotomously developed branches. Then true roots are absent but rhizoids are present. So here small rhizoids attached to the rhizome can be seen. True leaves are absent, scaly leaves are present. Here somewhere small structures are there, and these are actually the scale leaves. Vascular strand is protostelic. So this is a primitive kind of stele that can be seen in this stem. Cambium is absent, so secondary growth is absent. Here you can see the thickness of stem is very small, and due to this small thickness we can assume that secondary growth is absent. Then sporangia are homosporous. So here in this structure, in this Stropilus, you can see the spores which are of same size. They are of same size, and due to same size spores, this is called as homosporous. Next class is Psilotopsida. This is living, and the previous one we seen that was fossil member. Now here true roots are absent but rhizoids are present. So here you can see subterranean rhizome is there, and on this rhizome actually small rhizoids are also there. Not clear in this picture, but these small rhizoids are there. So rhizome is there and which are showing rhizoids. Then true leaves are absent, scaly leaves are present. So here you can clearly see small appendages are there, and these are actually the scale leaves. Then vascular strand is protostelic. This is primitive kind of stele, exactly as you have seen in previous form, that is rhinia. Similarly, cambium is absent, so secondary growth is absent. So thickness of stem proves that secondary growth here is completely absent. Sporangia are born singly at the tip or in group of axil of scaly leaves. So here somewhere small such circular triangular structures are present, and these are actually called as synangia. They are sporangia, but botanically they are named as synangium. Sporangia are homosporous, means again spores are of same size. All spores are morphologically, reproductively similar, and that's why this is called as homosporous. And example is Psilatum. This plant you can see here. Class number 3 of Pteridophyte as per Sporne is Lycopsida. It is represented by fossils as well as few living genera. Sporophytic body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Here you can see root, here you can see stem, and small structures. These small structures, these are actually leaves. Leaves are simple, microphyllous and maybe dimorphic. Now what is the meaning of this? Simple means each leaf is single. Microphyllous means small, and maybe dimorphic means they are showing two different types with respect to their structure. That's why the word dimorphic is used. Vascular cylinder is either protostelic or siphonostelic. Protostele means what? Where it is a very primitive kind of stele, and siphonostele where the xylem tissue is completely surrounded by phloem tissue in the stele structure, and this is called as a siphonostele. Sporophylls arranged in strobilus, that is cone, and dimorphic. Here you can see this is a strobilus, and dimorphic means sometimes it may be of two different kinds of spores. Here you can see what is the meaning of that. Sporophyte may be homosporous or heterosporous. Now homosporous means what? Spores are of same size, and heterosporous means what? Spores are of different size. So both kind of pteridophytes can be seen in this class. So Lycopodium itself is example of homosporous pteridophyte. Selaginella and Isoetes are examples of heterosporous pteridophytes. Then fourth class is there, that is Sphenopsida. The member of this group are commonly called as a horsetail and represented by fossil members, and only one living genus is there, and that is named as Equisetum Here you can see, if you see this is in inverted case, if you see this direction, after inverting this, after twisting this, it looks like a horsetail and hence it is called as horsetail fern. Let us learn their characters. Sporophyte is with jointed hollow stem and scaly leaves in folds at the nodes. So here you can see this portion is actually the node, and in between that the green portion is there. This green portion is called as the internode. So at this nodal region there is a fold of leaves. True roots develop on underground rhizomatic stem. So it will have true roots underground. A reproductive shoot bears cone at the tip. So wherever there is a reproductive shoot, at the tip you will see the cone. The sporangia develop on sporangiophore. So sporangiophore kind of structure is there. This is called as a sporangiophore, and on that such type the spirally arranged sporangia are developed in this plant. Living form is homosporous. This is Equisetum homosporous, and fossil forms are heterosporous. Gametophyte is autotrophic and exosporic. Exosporic means what? If this is a spore and gametophyte is developed out of the spore, bigger than the spore, external to the spore, that is called as the exosporic. And endosporic means what? This is the spore and gametophyte is developing within the spore itself. It do not come out of the spore. So this is called as a endo, and if it is coming out then this is called as a exo. So here you can see exosporic gametophyte, and example is Equisetum. Next class is there, that is Pteropsida. Plant body is sporophytic. Perennial means it perennate their organs for long time and it continuously keep growing. It is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Stem is usually subterranean, means underground, and that is modification. And this modified stem itself is called as a rhizome. It has true roots also. Leaves are usually pinnately compound with circinate venation. The plants are homosporous or heterosporous. Both kind of plants can be seen. Homosporous, you can see the ferns, and heterosporous, you can see marsilia. Pictures we can see maybe in the next slide. Let's see. So here you can see this is a fern where sora are there, and this is example of homosporous, and here sporocarps are there. Sporocarps are there, and this is example of heterosporous pteridophyte. So these sporocarps are there where two different kinds of spores are there. Two different kind of spores are there. This is the last class of pteridophytes as per K.R. Sporne's system of classification. So let's see the characteristics. Vascular cambium is with unlimited growth potential and it is present in between xylem and phloem. This group is considered as ancestor of earliest seed plants and first trees, that is gymnosperms and angiosperms were originated from this group. Then they show strong monopodial growth, like we seen the dichotomous growth is like this. Everywhere there is a bifurcation, but if you look here they are continuously growing, so that is called as a monopodial. Then this class includes heterosporous as well as homosporous members, and example of these are Proteocalon, and Archaeopteryx, and this is actually Archaeopteryx. Now next part we will see in the next module. Thank you.